Well, Mack Weldon has men's underwear, shirts, and socks, and they have smart design, really nice fabrics, and really cool website with simple shopping. And they want you to be comfortable, so if you don't like your first pair, you can keep it, and they'll still refund you with no questions asked.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, if you don't like your seventh pair of the same ones, then they won't refund that. But the first one they will, which I think is really nice. So if you go to mackweldon.com, you get 20% off using promo code DEADCAST, and that's MACKWELDON.com.
Thanks, Mack Weldon.
You didn't see episode 2 of Ash vs. Evil Dead, huh?
Not yet.
Do you have stars?
Yes.
Okay. You should watch it. Yeah, I want to know what you think.
A lot of really good things on right now.
Evil Dead.
I know. I'm behind on The Leftovers too, which is another thing that
I might start watching that again because I just keep hearing it's
so great. Brother, I'm telling you, it is unbelievably great. Also, the French series The Returned is back on the Sundance Channel, and it's great.
If I hated the first season, will I love this second one?
No, you'll hate it. Okay. But I don't care if you do think it's awful. It's brilliant and wonderful.
Well, not everyone is everyone's cup of tea.
I've heard that.
As we were talking about before we started the recording. Okay, so, by the way, Chris from the Talking Dead podcast,
yes,
our friend, he's now co-hosting Evil Dead Cast with me and Rich. Neat, huh?
That's really neat.
Yeah, he's a big fan of Evil Dead.
Oh,
which I didn't know.
That's fabulous.
So, if you guys are Chris fans, even if you don't have stars, our podcast is even more entertaining than the show. No, it's not. But anyways, if you want to listen to it, go to podcastica.com and click on the Evil Dead cast art. There's a little ad for myself. Now let's move on.
Attention shoppers. Deadcast Top 5 in 5, 4, 3, 2.
Okay, it's Deadcast Top 5. This week it's our top 5 highlights for Season 6, Episode 5, Now.
Now. Yep, now. So, what'd you think?
Well, I actually thought that it was a decent episode. Mm-hmm. I thought it was nice to show the aftermath of all this carnage that we've seen lately, to take a little bit of a breather and see some contemplation and also see them processing everything. And, they said every episode was going to be like a season finale, and this was not at all.
No.
But you and I both have said we like the show to be dynamic,
yes,
and we don't want it to go full bore the whole time. So I thought it got a little soapy at times.
With the smooches.
But overall, I thought it was nice, and I enjoyed it. And when I first watched it, I was like, was that too slow and boring? And then on second watch, I'm like, no, I'm appreciating this. I like it. So I give it a 3.75.
I gave it a 3.5.
That's not too bad.
No.
I mean, for you, that's like a slap in the face.
Punk.
Just kidding. What did you think?
I liked it. It felt a little bit like a filler episode. Not boring at all, but not hugely interesting either. And sort of an abrupt change from the first 4 episodes, which were, in my opinion, fabulous.
Yeah.
On the positive side, it was sort of easier to wrap my head around and create my notes for today, so that's something.
Yeah.
I kept thinking.
I
also kept thinking. I would stray, and that's always a bad sign when my mind wanders during an episode. Like when Denise was talking about, I got to get back to my apartment and finish War and Peace. I thought, well, the zombie apocalypse, an upside, you get to read all the books that you never had the chance to read during the regular world. So I was thinking about what would I read? Would I read all of Dostoevsky and Tolstoy?
Over.
Pretty much. I had to actually rewind and look at everything that I missed. What would you read if you had the chance to?
I don't know. Would I read? I mean, if the zombie apocalypse,
what else you gonna do?
But
kiss a
that's
lot.
a good question, because reading is sort of, for me, an exploration of the world, and if the world is gone,
is it too sad, too tragic?
It might seem like, this is so irrelevant to how we're living right now. Some books would be good, I'm sure, like maybe Girl with All the Gifts. But,
that would be sort of like a how-to
some of
manual.
It might just be like, wow, this is just not my reality anymore.
Science fiction, though.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah,
I'd finally read Portnoy's Complaint.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd get caught up on all this. Yeah, I might just get bored and want to do that. But you really don't have any time to read unless you have some periods of stability, which the Alexandrians have had up until now, but they're not anymore, because whenever Rick and his damn AMC camera crew arrives, things get shaken up.
And then people are pilfering food. They're kissing other people. Yes.
Well, so you said filler, and I don't think this was a filler episode. I think it was a turning point for the show and for Alexandria. And I think that's really important. So I'll get into it later, but let's start with our top 5. You want to go first?
Do it, man. Okay. Sure. At the beginning, and when it starts off kind of slow, but all of a sudden you hear, "Open that gate," and we had speculated that it was Rick, and sure enough, it is Rick sprinting back from the RV. So, mystery solved. We figured out that...
Except that I wasn't speculating. I knew it was Rick, and it was no mystery. But yeah.
And it was no mystery. But mystery solved how he got free from the RV. Evidently, he was smart enough to create a diversion, one thinks, and then he booked it back. What?
It didn't show that.
It sure didn't show that.
So it wasn't revealed how he got away from the RV.
It wasn't revealed, but he was running.
He was
we
running.
don't know.
Maybe
maybe you're right. Maybe
you just said it was revealed.
Maybe you're okay. You're absolutely right. Maybe he went all
he did as
fabulous Mr. Fox, and he burrowed out of there
and just run past him. That's what I would do.
Hey, look over there.
No, you just dodge and juke left, juke right.
Which he did. He did a lot of juking. Yeah, it was great cardio, man.
He's a football player. He also, rammed into one of them like
that was hilarious. Like a linebacker. Good sports reference.
That was an accident, if that was actually the correct term.
Yeah, defenseman. Okay. He led them straight back to Alexandria, which maybe wasn't the best thing to do. He maybe probably should have run off in a different.
Open the gate! They're attracted to noise. He also was like, he was giving a speech to everybody. He's all, "Here's what I want you to do, everybody. Go inside and turn out your lights and keep quiet." He's right by the wall,
Did you hear me? I said
it's important to be quiet.
I was thinking that too. I was like, Rick, shut up. God. Use your indoor voice. Your evading zombie voice. So that was a fun moment. I really enjoyed that. And also, you had to employ your Department of Suspension of Disbelief because, Rick is running full blast with his zombies right on his tail. And given that the Zeds are a slow shuffle, right? The Zeds don't run. And
he looked winded, though.
His RV was far away. It kind of defies the laws of physics, but I don't know. Maybe it's a timing.
We don't know how far it was. I mean, it could have just been a few miles,
But even if it's a few miles, you think he would have not had them right on his tail. They seem to be right on his tail.
Oh, well, yeah, but there's been zombies headed that way for a while, ever since the horn went off. So it wasn't just him leading them there. Yeah. It was the horn that led them there.
But, he could have maybe led them all.
He might have led a few, but I don't think that was the point. I think that he led them there because that would have been super dumb. But they were already headed there from the horn, That's why they were going there.
Well, it was him, and you were right. So point.
Well, I recognize his voice. I mean, he has a pretty distinct,
even when he's running and yelling too.
Open the gate!
Open the gate!
Okay, my number 5 is this episode had a lot of, well, like I said, we've seen this season that the Alexandrias were in fact sheltered, and we didn't really know before how that happened, but we had a sense that they were. But now that we know about this quarry that magnetically attracted all the zombies away from Alexandria somehow, and so they haven't really had to deal with them, and so now we know that they haven't had to deal until now with the wolves that just came and the zombies. They're in shock because they are coming face to face with this world for maybe the first time. I mean, you'd think they would have had some encounters when the whole thing first started,
right?
But they haven't for maybe a couple of years,
right?
So, a lot of people in this episode responded to this shock by hiding out or wanting to hide out. So that's what I'm going to talk about. So Deanna is the big one. She starts off when poor Aaron admits, oh, you know what? I kind of led the wolves here. And it was an accident, so you'd expect Deanna to step in and stand up for him, but she shakes her head and walks off.
And she walks off.
And, she's in shock, and she's had a lot of stuff happen. Like,
it's been a bad day for her.
Yeah, well, she lost her son, her husband, a lot of people in the town. Her whole leadership style is in question. I mean, it does make sense why Tova Feldshow would be thinking about all the tragedies in her life to play this character.
Right. She could name them all for you, one after the next.
Excitedly. And then so she's kind of down in a hole. I liked when it started, she was up, I think, on the wall, and you could hear Michonne telling who was it, Maggie and Rosita, about what happened with Glenn. He was going to try to start a fire. He said he would light a signal, but it was sort of quiet in the background, like she was sort of hearing it peripherally.
Yeah.
And then she also heard Rick yelling, "Open the gate," but that sounded like it was from far away too. It was like she's down in a hole,
Yeah.
So, and that's kind of how she is.
Poor Deanna. And her son blames her for everything.
Right. So she's having a rough time.
A rough day.
Then there's Denise, who says, "I can't think about what's happening out there. I just want him, aka Scott, to live, and for the roamers to go away, and for a doctor to show up at the gate so I can go back to my apartment and keep reading War and Peace. But here comes the end of the world." So she wants to just bury her head in the sand, ignore all of this. Spencer, he's resorting to drink and
crackers,
stealing all the crackers and everything, and that's sort of an escapism.
And yelling at his mom, blaming her for everything.
And I love that he ended up taking the rations, because it felt real to me that I think he actually believed what he was saying to the Alexandrians.
At the time?
Yeah, that if you do this right now, that's like admitting that, we're dead, basically. And he was being inspirational. And then he went and weakly took it himself. Yes. It felt like something a politician might do.
Right, right.
That people who project strength or preach strength end up being weak themselves. And then there's Sam.
Right.
He doesn't even want to go downstairs.
Not even for fresh baked cookies.
Yeah, poor kid.
I know. Well, cookies have also maybe a taint of Carol.
Yeah, right. He's like, cookies? No, I'll stay up here. Where'd you get those? Get them from Carol? And then Jessie, though, she, on the other hand, is grabbing it by the horn. She's like, nope, that's not what life looks like right now. We have to see it. We have to fight it. She's dragging bodies around. She's killing zombies. So she is ready to deal with this world head on. And what? And she's grabbing, getting some action. Yeah. And that's sort of like
life
I mean, I'm going to go into this a little bit more in my next point, but it's like with the acceptance of the world as it is also the hope that we can, get on with other aspects of life, like romance, which there's a lot of this episode, but that's kind of another subject. So what's yours?
It's a nice little summary, actually. So riffing a little bit on a couple of things you said. One is Deanna. So actually my number 4 is Deanna, and that I enjoy that on the outside it looks like she's giving up, but in fact, and she's sort of moving around like she's in a daze, kind of like a zombie. But then she starts sort of frantically planning the future of Alexandria on a map, which I love. I think it was really fun that she was...
It was crops, education, training, expansion, exploration. She was writing all that stuff.
Yeah. So she's thinking about the future, and I thought that was wonderful. And I also loved the Latin quote, which I'm sure you've also looked up. Do you want to read the quote?
Go ahead.
Okay. So this is from a poem by Ovid, and the whole quote is actually "Prefer et obdura, dolor hic tibi profderit olim," which translates as "be patient and tough. Someday this pain will be useful to you." And by the way, great idea for a tattoo. So thanks, Walking Dead.
Yeah, and I wonder, did they leave the first part off because it's more about the pain being useful and not about being patient and tough, or probably because it was just simpler?
It was simpler, but also she doesn't have a lot of time to be patient. She has to get on it, and I love that. This pain will be useful to you someday. It's great. So anyway, then she takes her son to task for being drunk and stealing, and then of course Spencer blames everything on her, which can't be easy being a mom. That's all I have to say. And I also like the moment she has with Rick.
She got a smackdown right there. Like she was like, all right, I'm going to pick myself up, get back to my planning. And I think that's all the stuff that she would normally think about.
Yeah.
And then Spencer immediately says, you're the reason why this is all happening and why there's so much death. And I think that's unfair, and there's probably a grain of truth to it.
It's mainly Kirkman's fault. I also like the moment that she has with Rick. I mean, Rick actually helps pull her back up. And you remember when she says, what I want for this place, was it really just pie in the sky? And Rick says no.
Right. And did you believe him?
Yes.
Because then he kind of stared at her for a while as she was walking off. And I think he's right. I think he does want crops and education and training and all that. But he also wants everybody to be tough and be able to handle themselves, because you can't have any of that other stuff without being able to stay alive.
And I think they can do it.
But I think he was looking at her like that because he was thinking, assessing whether she can actually be the leader.
Up for the task or not.
And this all leads into my number 4.
Do it.
Like as I said earlier, I feel like this episode was a transformational moment for Alexandria. It's changing. It can no longer be the sheltered, inexperienced group, because they know what the threats are like, and they can't keep their heads in the sand anymore. But this is a processing episode. You know, the first reaction, as I mentioned before, is to hide. For a lot of people, they feel like they're going to die, you know, and that was interesting to me because none of Rick's group would take any of this as a sign that, oh, we're going to die for sure now. They would all be like, well, even if this town goes to hell, we'll just go out on the road and do the best we can. But when you're used to the sheltered life and something like this happens, I could see how you might think,
you might panic.
We're going to die.
Yeah, so I want to eat as much as I can today.
But, you know, Spencer came in there and said, no, we're not going to give up. And even though he was an idiot, he was right. You know, if you're going to, I mean, I thought that was great. You know, he turned them all around on it. And then Deanna had her moments of being inspired, but then being smacked down by Spencer. But then, you know, she told Rick, they don't need me, Rick. What they need is you. And in the beginning, when she walks off, instead of standing up for Aaron, then Rick steps in and goes, well, we'll have a lot to talk about. That's something the leader would say.
Yes.
You know, he's like, well, we'll deal with this later. Maybe there's something there. I don't know. It's not time to talk about it right now. But the leader is the person who says that. So I feel like it's all signifying that Alexandria is going to be led by Rick.
Yeah, that's probably true. But I'm not sure she's ready to abdicate quite yet. But I think she will be.
Well, I don't know what the hell she was doing at the end, pounding on the fence.
She's pounding on the fence. And did you see the ooze come out of the fence?
Yeah, I was assuming that was blood, but I have no idea what.
I think it's blood. And do you know whose blood I think it is?
Ron's. Spencer's. You think he, killed himself?
Maybe.
He was up on the wall.
He was.
Yeah.
And maybe if it is Spencer's, if he did decide to off himself in some way, that might be the thing that would push Deanna over the edge.
Oh.
Just saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that it's Spencer's. I'm idle speculation.
I could see that happening. Another change, at least on the surface, is Ron going to Rick and asking for shooting lessons.
so he can kill Carl.
No, because he wanted to save Carl's life. I believed him when he said that. But, you know, I'm not so sure that I like that Ron, after Rick killed his dad like 3 days ago, that he's like, all right, I guess you're right. You know, I liked it when he was sort of not wanting to have Rick be his father figure. But it does go along with the theme of the townspeople realizing, okay, we might need a leader like Rick. We might need to learn how to defend ourselves. Denise.
Yes.
She had this inspirational sucking of the pus
Ew.
out of Scott's leg.
Really? Did you have to put it that way? She drew out the pus.
Yeah, and it was great. And
damn.
And she felt good about herself. Yeah. And I like that. And then she went and kissed Tara because it's like, well, the world's going to end. And then when Tara answered, oh, no, it isn't, but she was still smiling, it was like, oh, maybe that kiss could be kind of like Rick and Jesse's kiss, a sort of an affirmation that life can go on.
And wouldn't it be great if she said hot damn after that, too?
That was an echo of last episode, by the way, when Eastman said to Morgan, you know, the world's ended, and Morgan said, no, it isn't, or whatever that was. You know, same thing happened between Tara and Denise here.
Yeah.
So I feel like this is all about saying, all right, we just got hit hard, but now through this adversity, we're going to be stronger. Just like, what was the Latin quote? It's like that, right? The pain will teach us, or whatever it was.
Right, exactly. Be patient and tough. Someday this pain will be useful to you.
Yeah. So I didn't even have this in my notes, but that's the key to the whole episode. For the town of Alexandria, the pain that they're going through right now is becoming useful to them.
God.
They're like,
perfect.
Going to learn from it how to take care of themselves.
And maybe Deanna saw that, and that's why she wrote that on the town plan. Maybe she was thinking not even of herself, but for everybody, for the town.
Yeah, and maybe the wall is bleeding because the town is wounded. I don't know.
Or her son just killed himself.
Yeah. Okay, your turn.
My turn. My next one was actually going to be Dr. Denise, the reluctant doctor, and future love interest for Tara. So we kind of covered it. I just like the actress Merritt Weaver. I think she's been fun to watch.
I guess she was in Nurse Jackie. One of the listeners said that.
Yep.
Never saw that. But.
And I love that she was reading Doctoring for Dummies and announced hot damn, and then drained the yucky from the leg, and then announced hot damn, and then went and kissed Tara.
Yeah.
Hot
cute.
damn.
It was all cute.
It
So maybe
all
they'll
was.
be, I don't know, will they be a couple?
I hope so.
Yeah. Well, because there's so much coupling going on, it does feel like a soap opera in that way, because soap opera is all about coupling all the time.
Coupling, uncoupling.
And then when people couple up and they stay a couple too long, then they get kind of boring.
Yes.
Like Glenn and Maggie. And I think it's really sweet and affirming, but also it's more exciting when you're single.
Yes, but
You know,
God,
to
it's
watch.
exhausting.
I'm not saying personally, but it is
Right.
personally too. But it can be. But just to watch on TV, characters like Sam and Diane, when they got together, it wasn't as exciting.
No, it wasn't. They had to break them up.
Yeah. Anyway, is it my turn?
It is.
Okay. There was also a lot of worrying about people not being back yet, which is, I think that's cool to have an episode where we have that same worry about Glenn. Like, we don't really know for sure.
Yes,
Glenn's
we're
alive.
worried about him too.
Yeah, and I think he is, but I don't know for sure. And we don't even know if Abraham and Sasha and whoever else, Daryl.
We've all been girding our loins and crawling through sewers to try to go out and find Glenn.
Yeah, we've been looking under dumpsters.
Yes, not literally, but a little metaphorically.
Oh, no, I've literally been looking. No, I'm just kidding.
Stephen Yeun, are you under there?
So as far as this worrying, like Ron said he could keep guard on the place if Rick wanted to go back and check to make sure Carl didn't actually go after Enid. And Rick said, oh, I'm not here to guard the place. I'm just keeping an eye out for the others. Sasha, Abraham, Glenn, Daryl. But the zombies are guarding the place now, which I thought was yeah, that makes sense. No one would really want to approach that place.
That's hilarious. Oh my God. Yeah. That's an excellent point. I didn't even catch that.
Rosita's up on the wall crying. It was kind of subtle because they didn't address it. But I'm sure she was thinking about Abraham being out there, Carl and Maggie both want to go out and find their loved ones.
Yep.
Aaron stops Maggie, offers help. Ron stops Carl. And I thought the Carl and Ron fight was pretty weak, but maybe they just didn't really want to hurt each other. They're
Right.
like,
It was very slappy.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at first I was like, oh, Carl is going to put him down. But I think Carl, also he doesn't have a lot of experience with sort of, fisticuffs.
Yeah, maybe not.
He's good with a gun, but you don't punch a zombie. At least I don't think you punch a zombie.
I would think that
It'd be hilarious if you did punch a zombie.
he really wanted to hurt him, he would have at least thrown a punch, and not just went like this,
By
pushed
the way,
him and stuff.
do you think you could take out a zombie, like a really squishy zombie, by punching?
Yeah, punch right through his head by this time.
That would be really cool. Okay, producers, please.
It's like a water balloon filled with shaving cream.
It would be hilarious.
And then, just while we're talking about worrying about people not giving up, I didn't quite get why Maggie just gave up. Was it just because there were too many zombies?
Too many zombies blocking the exit. And I think maybe she finally thought it through. And she, was able to say to Aaron, I'm pregnant.
This is not smart.
This is bigger than me.
I'm going to have to not know. But she went and erased Glenn's name off the death wall.
Yes, which I
thought
loved.
it shouldn't have been on there anyway.
Shouldn't have been on there anyway. It's like, wait, it's the same day.
Yeah.
We don't actually know.
Totally.
Yeah.
Nicholas's shouldn't be up there either.
I'm not dead yet. They put the guy in the infirmary. They put his name up there. They start putting random Alexandrians.
Right.
You guys are going to be dead soon anyway.
Yeah, you're pretty weak. I'll just put your name up here while I'm here. But I think Glenn's name will go off the death wall and go back onto the series credits before long.
I think so too.
But then, and also, Maggie's pregnant.
Preggers. Hooray.
Yay.
Life affirming.
Cool. So going forward, that reminded me of Gimple saying there would be something of Glenn going forward. So going forward, it's Glenn's baby. And also Glenn.
Yes.
Okay.
We could be in denial.
You went first, right? Okay. So now we're going to talk about our next sponsor. It's one I'm really excited about. It's a new sponsor. It's called Texture.
What?
And Texture is this incredibly cool. They have this product, this app, where you sign up and then you get access to all the best magazines on your iPad. So right here, I just have my favorites. I have GQ, Interview, Macworld, Newsweek, National Geographic,
Cosmopolitan, Glamour,
Entertainment Weekly, Dwell,
Ms.
Wired, shut up, Vanity Fair, and the New Yorker, right?
Sassy.
But you can, if you go to, no, not here. If you go to all the magazines that are available, Allure.
You love Allure.
You got Backpacker, Bicycling. There is like People and Cosmopolitan. See?
Oh yeah, there it is in your favorites.
And when you have this app, you have all these magazines on your iPad. So it's like having 1,000 magazines on your iPad.
It's so great. Is the New Yorker?
So look,
the New Yorker.
I have the New Yorker right here. And here it is. See, I have the whole issue. You can go to the table of contents really easily. And then even from within the magazine, like here, I've got the fiction. So I just tap fiction and it goes right to it.
Except why would you read the fiction?
Or, the current cinema, whatever.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing?
It's
I have
so
the whole thing. You can
cool.
zoom in, you can search. And not only do you have access to all these magazines, but they curate the articles. So you can just get articles shown to you from the various magazines. You don't have to read through each one if you don't want. You can save any of these articles onto your iPad. So if you're on a plane and you don't have access to the internet, you can read it, or the whole magazine, I mean,
oh my God, I'm in love.
It's incredible. You get the whole design of the magazine on your iPad. So it preserves what you like about magazines. It's not just like going to a website. It's very, they put so much effort into the design of these magazines.
Oh my God, it's so cool.
It's easy to browse. I mean, I saw this thing and it blew my mind. They recommend stories for you daily. And it's so quick. When you sign up, you can be reading these things really quick. Texture is offering you guys a free trial right now when you go to texture.com/deadcast. So if you want to try it for free right now, go to texture.com/deadcast.
Can I do it?
Yeah,
I can do
totally,
it?
Yeah.
I'm totally doing it.
It's really great.
Texture.com. I'm noting it right now. That is so cool.
Yeah. I mean, it combines two things that I really like a lot. Magazines and great magazine articles and my iPad.
Yeah. Well,
it also works on Android too, and Windows 8 and RT tablets.
Can I tell you one of the reasons why I have a subscription to the New Yorker, but it keeps growing and growing and growing because I haven't been reading it because the text is really small.
Oh yeah.
And
you can zoom right in.
You can zoom right in. That's such a boon for people like me who like to read without her reading glasses at night in bed. So that's perfect.
Yeah. Wow. It's so cool. Yeah. And you can just carry all that stuff with you in a really small space. But anyway, let's get on to the rest of our top 5. It's your turn for number 2, right?
My guess is that everybody in Alexandria probably wishes they had texture.com right now. I'm just saying. All right. My number 2 is Zombie Kill of the Week. I'd like to introduce a runner-up, and that would be when Jessie kills Betsy the zombie. Now, do you remember the one that she killed? That was Betsy. Do you remember David?
I didn't know it at the time, but I read it later.
Yeah, I didn't know it either, but on The Talking Dead, that's what they said.
David is the one who wanted to say goodbye to his wife.
And he was trying to get a note back to her.
Right.
And probably she killed herself because she didn't get David's note.
Oh,
I'm just kidding.
No, the wolves killed her, right? But apparently Michonne didn't go looking for her.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think, actually, to tell you the truth, I think they showed her wrists and there were cut marks on her wrist.
Oh, she killed herself.
I think she killed herself. Yeah.
Because maybe Michonne did get to her then and told her your husband's
your
dead.
husband's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, could very well be. But anyway, the reason why I like this, I don't mean to be giggly about this, but the reason why I liked it is not because she killed herself. It's because Jesse killed her the way that you should do it, which is you open the door just a smidge and you insert the knife into the softest part of the zombie, which is the eyeball, and then you follow it up with an inspirational speech about being tough to all the bystanders. Yeah. So well done, Jesse. So that's my
right. That was almost like a commercial. It's ridiculous.
All right, people, watch and learn. This is how you do it.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to give you an inspirational speech.
Everyone needs to be strong.
And
I have to kill now. My little demonstration today on the corner at 4 p.m. Zombie killing and inspirational speech.
An inspirational speech about how you have to be tough. All right, my first place is the sewer zombies, because the sewer zombies were so gross and awesome.
Yeah, they were some of the coolest we've seen. I'd like to think they were covered in shit.
Ooh.
Yeah, because that's cool. Zombies covered in, it's in the sewer. It looked like mud, but there's got to be some chunks of poop in there.
I don't want to think about Maggie and Aaron walking around in a
that's the least of their
sewer.
Problems.
she's pregnant. She doesn't. I don't know. There's all kinds of biohazards down there.
Yeah.
Now it's much more gross. Okay, I have a prize for how not to kill a zombie, and that prize goes to Deanna for her broken bottle jabs to the chest of a wolf zombie. You know what? It's not that she's too short. It's that she didn't know the rhyme. We have a nifty rhyme, and here it goes like this. Killing a Zed, go for the head. Keep that in mind, people. Killing a Zed, go for the head.
I just don't buy it anymore that people don't know that. Maybe, I guess, if you're panicking.
Well, maybe she was going for a little stress relief and or cardio.
I mean, if you're panicking, maybe you wouldn't go for the head, but people should know that by now. I don't think anyone should not know that. Who's in Alexandria?
What's our rhyme?
To kill a Zed, go for the chest.
Repeatedly with a cut bottle. No, that is not it. Anyway, there it was. Your number two?
Mine is the speechifying, which people complained about this episode, and I actually thought a lot of the sort of speechy kind of things were done well. And it's not like any speech automatically is not good writing. Like, for example, Rick's speech at the beginning explaining how to keep safe. I mean, he shouldn't have been yelling it right next to the wall.
Be quiet.
But what he was saying and the horde outside and what they're going to do next, have people drive up and lead them away, which made me wonder, why didn't they try that at the prison? Just drive up and lead the zombies away. But that made sense that they need some direction and he's there giving it. So that's fine. Then Spencer trying to convince the townspeople not to steal all the rations. That was a time for a speech, It's like, hey, everybody, hold up here. Let me persuade you of something. Spencer railing at Deanna for being the cause of all the I don't know if that would count as a speech. Maybe not.
More of a rant.
But it was a rant, and he just, was drunk and letting out a lot of...
It's all your fault, Mom.
Yeah, so that made sense. On the other hand, you already mentioned that Jesse's speech was ridiculous.
Yes.
Because she just killed, maybe somebody and turned around and then that's one to grow on. And then Maggie gave some speech to Aaron at the end, and that felt like Walking Dead season 2 to me about Glenn and whatever.
Right.
So it was a little uneven, but for the most part, I thought the speeches were just fine.
It's hilarious. All right, my number one. I love me a good mystery. And I already talked about what I think the mystery ooze is. I've seen some other people speculate that it might be zombies pressed against the outside of the fence, and the fence is about to give away, and their bodily fluids are leaking through. But it looks a little too fresh, bloody to me, so I'm going with somebody's blood, possibly Spencer's, who didn't seem like he was in a good state. Drunky drunk.
Yeah, he told who was up there?
Rosita.
that Carol, he volunteered to take the place for
Yeah.
Carol. But then they had a nice talk, and I thought
It was more Rosita had the nice talk with him. She was very sweet to him.
Yeah, but didn't it seem to
He just ate a cracker.
calm him down or something? No.
And a cracker. So I don't know. So that's my number one. It's the mystery of it all. We'll see what happens.
Okay, you did your zombie one. My number one is about the zombies.
Copycat.
For one thing, I thought, for some reason I was thinking, if that herd of zombies gets to, or that horde of zombies gets to Alexandria, they're just going to push that wall down because there's so many of them.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have thought that, because there were a lot of zombies at the prison, and they didn't push the fence down. Well, they eventually did, but it took a while. And these walls are a lot stronger, so I think it makes sense that they'd just be standing outside banging at them. And it was great at the end when there was a shot from above and we could see them all outside the wall there when Spencer and Rosie were looking down on them.
Yeah. That was a good shot.
I like seeing Rick run through the crowd of zombies.
Like a linebacker.
Ease, yeah. And people would be doing more of that, I would think. I like the part where Betsy jumped out at Jesse at the window.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah. And I always like when they have the zombies from within, somebody inside has changed. So that was really cool.
And creepy.
Yeah. I
Sad.
mean, that's what you want from a zombie show.
Yeah,
like, that's awesome. And the sewer zombies, those are amazing. And I was annoyed when Maggie said she could have handled them without Aaron. I mean, he just saved her life. She was not handling them.
No.
It's like, have a little gratitude. Jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
But anyways, I think those zombies were so great. And in season 2, we would have been over the moon to get something like that.
Yes.
And now it seems like a zombie light episode.
They looked so amazing. Their eyeballs especially.
And then I have notes, but you probably do too, right?
I do. I really liked Aaron. Switching gears, I liked the fact that he jumped in to immediately defend Rick. He did a little speechifying. Did you already mention his speechifying too?
Yeah, I don't think I mentioned it, but yeah, he did.
Yeah.
But he was good though. I like him.
No,
yeah, he's great.
I love him, and I love the fact that he immediately acted nobly and fessed up to the backpack. Even though I'm not sure that it was the backpack that led the wolves to them. It might have been Enid, who maybe
he's getting all noble, he's gonna die probably, or
noble.
somehow like be raked over the coals and changes his perspective.
Right. Damn you, Kirkman. And then, he goes to help Maggie, again acting nobly, and then helping to scrub Glenn and Nicholas's name off the memorial wall, and that the baby should be named. And then he says the baby should be named Aaron or Aaron.
Yeah.
I
thought that was corny.
Well, no. Now all
he's gonna be
signs.
dead.
Now all signs point to death. That would be bad.
I hope he's
too.
around for a while.
Me too. I would love him.
More Aaron.
Yep. And then also, it was interesting that so far this season has only lasted one day.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But it's nighttime. So, because one of the listeners was saying, wouldn't it be cool if the whole season was just one day?
Yeah.
And that would be an interesting experiment.
It would.
It'd be awesome if they could pull it off.
Like 24.
On the other hand, it would be, like 24. Only I like nighttime scenes, so I wouldn't want it to. Maybe the rest of the season will just be that later that night.
Yeah, I hope not, but yeah.
Yeah. Okay, my turn. This is a little thing, but the truck smashed in the wall, I noticed, says Del Arno Foods, how the harvest gets home. And